Hi, everyone. It is 10 o'clock on Tuesday, August 3rd. Glad to have you here with me. We are going to be going over Command 101, and specifically, we're going to be going through the database overview today. This is the first class of the month for August, and it is going to be about Command and getting understanding all of the different applets and all the different things that are inside the program. And so we're not going to go too deep here. We're just going to kind of give you a general understanding of what each of the different applets does. And hopefully throughout this process, it'll kind of inform you of how things are connected within the program, because it's pretty darn connected. So let's take a look here at, we'll start off with this little guy. And this is the home page within Command. If you're not sure how I got here and you're not sure how to get into Command, this is a 101 class. Remember that the main site to go to log into Command is agent.kw.com. So it's agent.kw.com. Now, if you don't have a login for that, you want to make sure that you speak with Agent Services so they can get you set up on a login. It's also tied into your mykw.kw.com profile. So with that said, we are here logged in. I'm going to go back to the home page instead of the consumer page here. There's the home page with this. So on the home page here, when we come in, the first thing that I want to show you as we get started here is the menu itself, or the icons on the left-hand side represent the different applets that are available within the program. And the red KW up in the upper left-hand corner, when you click that, it will actually expand out and show you the names of all of the different applets that are available. So when you take a look at that and you click that little red button, it will slide out and you'll see all the names. Now, I still use this when I'm going through the program and I'm like trying to find something really fast. Sometimes the icons just, they're not kind of burned into your head just yet. So you need to use this. So on the left-hand side from the top down, I'll just kind of give you the layout of the land, and then we'll take each one separately. First, we have our home menu, or our home screen. You could call this the dashboard if you want. And then underneath that, we have our contacts, which is where we store all of the information for all of our contacts throughout the entire system. Then we have tasks, which are tied to contacts, or they are tied to opportunities if you're using them in opportunities. Then we have an area for our smart plans. And remember, the smart plans area, or the smart plans themselves, are automated communication tools or automated systems that you kind of pre-program to go out to your contacts on multiple touches over multiple days or weeks or months. And then we have below that referrals. This is a way that you can grow your referral network and grow your agent network so that you have a vast connection of people that you can work with. Again, this allows you to become the authority. All right, opportunities. Now, opportunities are the same as transactions, and opportunities are where we are going to manage the pipeline for all of our different opportunities. Now, I will be talking very kind of in-depth throughout the month, throughout this course, on the difference between the opportunities area itself and running an opportunity or managing an opportunity individually. So keep that in mind as we go through the course. There's a little bit of a difference between the actual opportunity pipeline and managing a single opportunity from within a contact. And I'll be discussing a little bit more about that with you today as well. Underneath opportunities is campaigns, and campaigns are where we kind of put together the designs that we create in Command using the Designs tool, which is a little bit further down here. So we have the Designs area and we have the Campaigns area. They go hand in hand, and the Designs area is kind of a Canva light or a Photoshop light where you can actually go in there and create your designs that you can then use in your campaigns. The report section is just that. It's a report section. If you're on a team, you'll be able to see reports across the team for all of the team members as well as yourself. If you're an individual agent, the reports area is going to just show you information about your activities, including your goals and some other things. We'll talk about that when we get down to that section. As I mentioned, designs are part of kind of like tied into campaigns. They could probably put those two together because they're so closely related there. Next one down here is listings. And the listings is basically it's a library of all of your listings. It is also a library where you can search all listings within the MLS and in the KWLS system. So it's not only for your listings, but it's also for listings in general. And at the bottom of the list, finally, we have the consumer area. The consumer area is where we manage our agent website, any landing pages or listing pages that we've created that are separate from the website, but still something that are web pages that we create. It's also where we can manage our KW consumer app and the information inside that consumer app. So that's a very kind of centralized place for anything related to your consumer app, which is on your phone, or whether it be web-based design. Okay, so now that's the stuff on the left-hand side, and I did that all without leaving the home page here. Now, before I start working through each of the individual sections, I did want to kind of go across the top of the screen here, and I want you to look at this black bar across the top here. And the first one, of course, when we logged in, we ended up on Command. This is the program that we're looking at right now. And that's kind of like the base CRM, if you will. This is your contact resource management tool. The one to the right of this is KW Connect. Now, the Connect application or the Connect tool is separate. It is inside of Command here. You can see when we logged in, we still have access to Connect. And what Connect is literally a connection tool for you in your groups. In our case, there are 2 groups that are in our system right now, the KW Coastal Lakes and Mountains Realty, which is our market center, including all of the different business centers that we have. And then, of course, we have with the New England Region Connect. And this group here contains about 7,000 members or so. And this is for the entire New England region. Now, what this basically means is you can see information about both of these by clicking on these. So in the KW, if we're just looking at the KW group, we can see posts and activity about the KW group. We can see a feed here that's showing open houses and information, upcoming things. So this is a very powerful group internally. Not only are we able to see posts and communications, but we can also find any of our members using the member directory. And the member directory was the second link. I'll go ahead and show you where it got here. The feed is the first link, and then the second link over here is the members, the second tab. So you can search for any of the members. In our case, I'm looking at the KW Coastal Lakes and Mountains. So this right here is for our local market center. So you can search for anybody. So whenever you are thinking, oh, I need to contact this person or I need to contact that person, you can go here to the members area and you can go ahead and look at them that way. So for example, if I type in, let's type in Kaylee. Let's go ahead and put her name in here, and there's Kaylee Brackett's contact information. So we have direct access to Kaylee Brackett as the MCA here at KW. So this information here is great to use it as literally a connection so that you can find people that you're looking for, whether they be agents or whether they be market center leadership. Okay, this also will contain your profile. So in the KW region here, we will contain your profile. When we talk about the KW profiles a little bit later in this course of throughout the month, we're going to be talking about the 3 main profiles. There's the KW Connect profile, which is for the region, for the market center. This is how you appear as a real estate agent across the entire KW network. Then we have the KW marketing profile, which we'll be discussing as well. And the KW marketing profile has to do with how your marketing information that you produce displays you. So the connection information, the contact information, all of that will be for your marketing profile, which is public facing. And then the final marketing profile, which is the mykw.kw.com marketing profile. That is the directory for the corporation. So the KWRI KWRI profile, really, that's the white pages of how everyone is contacted. And I will show you these things as we go through. So continuing across the top bar here, we also have to the right-hand side, and you can see over here, I've got a little icon with my name on it. This is my main menu for connecting to my team. If you have a team, you'll have a team list here. The KW Connect profile, the marketplace where you can download additional integrations into the system. For example, if you wanted to put .loop under your system, you could go here and get it. The settings area for the entire program, command training, and of course a log out button to log you out of command altogether. So we'll go over those individually as we go through this. On the far right-hand side, we also have help and information, which can be a very valuable tool. And I should actually start with this next time. Maybe I will. The chat and support thing is one of my favorite tools here. If you wanted to get instantaneous support, you can go over here to the KW Support chatbot and type in a question. When you type in a question, you can click the Get in Touch button, and during business hours down in Texas, you will actually be able to connect directly with someone, and if not, you'll be able to leave a message here, and the support person will give you a call back. Let me show you how we got there again. I'll go ahead and close this off here, and then I'll show you one more time. On the top right-hand corner, to the right of your profile icon here, there's a question mark. When you click the question mark, a flyout pops up, and it says here, guided tours, Keller Williams University for learning and education, and then chat with support right here. So mark that down, make sure that you're aware of that, and go to that anytime you have a question. And that's your first line of defense, quite frankly. They'll be able to help you immediately without having to wait. And then, of course, down here at the very bottom, we have a post an idea. You know, the program is always growing. The whole thing is always growing. So coming down here and posting an idea takes you to the ideas.kw.com site, and you can actually see what people are thinking about what they'd like to see in command. And by clicking on that post an idea, you can contribute to that conversation, and you can also upvote any ideas that you agree with that you'd love to see. The more people that vote on these ideas, the more that they rise in the rankings, and the more likely that it is that KWRI is going to take a good look at that and see if they can integrate those. Okay, so the last thing over here on the right-hand side is these two little icons. One of them is the marketplace icon, and the marketplace icon takes you to another website that allows you to download additional integrations into the system. Integrations, basically applets that plug in and work with command. So there's a few things in there that you can download and use. The next one over here is your notification bell. So I've saved this for last because I want you to know about this thing, and I want you to kind of think about this as we go through this entire course and talk about all the different ways that you're going to interact with your clients. The notification bell is going to light up with a little red dot anytime that there's a new notification. And when you click on that notification bell, it will tell you the notification, and it will also contain links to go directly to some of the information related to the notification. Once you've completed a notification inspection, when you go through and you look at it and you review it, you want to come back here and make sure that you kind of close out or dismiss the notifications so that the next time you log in, the bell is clear. It has no red dot on it. One of the things that happens a lot of times is people get notification fatigue, and that can happen very easily when you're constantly seeing a red dot or a plus on your email account. You know, it just keeps on going up, and it just gets very frustrating. So you don't want to leave a red dot on your notification bell because you don't know if something new is under there, if it's the old notifications that you just haven't dismissed. So you should always dismiss the notifications after you've dealt with them appropriately, and then that way you'll keep your bell clear so that when a red dot pops up, you'll be like, I got something new. All right. So that's the general walkthrough of the interface here, and I'm not going to go too deep into any of these things. And remember, we're going to be doing an overview here. So if you have any questions, the chat is live now. We're both on Facebook and we are on YouTube Live, streaming in both locations. So if you have a question on either, feel free to pop that in the chat, and I will see it up here. I've got it sitting right to the side of the window I'm looking at. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If you're not on the YouTube channel right now and you'd like to view this on YouTube, you can head on over to www.kwtech kwtechTube.com, kwtechTube.com, and that is our streaming YouTube channel. Love to have you over there. Okay, so let me go back to the home screen here. And remember, I'll click that little red button here, and you can see that right now I'm in Connect. So it's showing me the Connect options. But if I click on Command here, it will take me back to Command, and it will bring my home screen up for me. Now, some of you might have noticed that you do see here a third option on my menu, and this is probably because I'm part of the Market Center leadership team. So this one is just for the internal leadership. You probably won't see this, so don't go looking for it. Don't worry, it's not going to be there, so you don't have to wonder, what am I missing? This is just for the internal leadership, okay? All right, so let's take a look now as a little bit more in depth as we go through each one of these. Starting with the home screen here, we're going to talk about what's available on the home screen and why it's so cool. All right, so in the home screen area here, we see that we have our tasks area. The tasks area is going to show us the tasks that are due today and upcoming tasks. Now, you can click in here and choose different types of tasks. So if you want to see all of the tasks, that is the default. You can also see contact tasks, opportunity tasks, or in my case, because I'm part of the Market Center, you will also see onboarding tasks. So those are the things that are available here. And we can see those in the task area. I don't happen to have any tasks in here because I've completed all my tasks for the day and it is cleaned up, so it's all done. Now, your home screen may not have the product updates directly to the right of the tasks area. Mine does, because this is an important area for me to watch and look for new things that have happened. And each week, you'll get an update of the new tools or changes that have happened within Command. Now, we are looking at Tuesday, August 3rd. Yesterday, on the end of the month, if you will, they updated here. There's now a sync button that is moved from the Documents tab to the Details tab. This is a really cool thing that actually I will show you when we start talking about the Documents area of an opportunity. They've made a few changes here that have made it easier, even easier for you to synchronize your data between Command and Docusign. Also, to know what has been synchronized between Command and Docusign. So you can actually determine whether there's something that needs to be synced or that is already synced and up to date there. So now also down below here, unsubscribed activities are now being logged into the contact timeline to provide clarity. So a big question that everybody was asking was, in a smart plan, when somebody unsubscribes, am I going to be able to see that? And now, yes, inside of each contact, it will now tell you when somebody is unsubscribed from a smart plan. So the universal unsubscribe location, there's been updates to that to create a more unified experience. Basically, they move some things around to make them all fit a little bit better. Now, I'm going over that because the product updates you should be reading through every week, especially if you are looking for updates or changes to things that will impact you. The subscriptions, that one impacts everyone, so that's good to know. Down below here a little bit, my arranged window, the way that I've done it, I actually customized my home screen to make it look the way I want by clicking that Customize Home button up here in the top. I put the tasks, the product updates, then my goals, design updates, database health, notepad, and recent leads. That's the arrangement that I have. You can arrange things the way you want by just clicking and dragging the objects around and removing them if you don't need them on your screen. Okay, so my screen right now has my goals in the second row, and it also has design updates, which is very handy because every time, basically every week, you're going to see design updates from KWRI. If you're including them in any of your marketing tools, these are some of the latest ones that they have. If you haven't set up your goals yet, don't worry. We will get to that in the goal setting classes that we hold so that you can kind of gauge how you're doing over the course of a year. So this is a very important tool if you're really trying to monitor your business and improve your business and want to understand it at a high level. Down at the bottom here, We have database health. So the overall health of your database, which is including the phone number, email, address, and neighborhoods. This is something that we're focusing on this month on the quick starts, and that is this one time at Command Camp. And the idea is to improve the quality of your database as well as the quantity of the contacts in it. But we don't want just quantity over quality. We want to have it so that the database health, people with phone numbers, emails, physical addresses, and neighborhoods, these all contribute to the health of your database. And what it really comes down to is you being able to communicate more effectively with people in your database and communicate in different areas, different levels. So phone calls, emails, addresses, and neighborhoods. So those tools there will kind of help you improve overall how your database functions. Okay, so that is the home screen. And let's take a look now down here at the contacts screen. So I'll move one down into the contacts area. And in the contacts area, we light it up. I'll go ahead and get rid of this welcome to the new contacts banner. There's a little X on the right-hand side, and we'll just focus on the contact area. So the contacts in your database literally are the heart of the database. I'm going to cough, hang on. So when you are creating your database, one of the things that you'll want to make sure you do is add people to it. The database really doesn't function very good without contacts. As a matter of fact, just for clarity, you need to have a contact for an opportunity before you create the opportunity. So contact first, and then an opportunity for that contact. That's a very important step to understand. Some programs in the past allowed you to create an opportunity first and then create the contact second. It doesn't work that way in Command. You have to create the contact and then you can create an opportunity for that contact. So here on the home page, or on the contacts page, we have our listing of all of the contacts in our system. Now, depending on how many you have, you're going to have multiple pages over here on the right-hand side. I have a total of 1,011 contacts in my database, and I have set my page to show 500 contacts at a time. The default is to show 10 contacts at a time, but you can select anything here between 10 and 500 to display that amount of contacts. To move between the pages, you can click the little arrow icons to the right and left, depending on what you're looking at here, and you'll move through those pages of contacts. Now, the columns that are available here, the default columns, mine is actually tweaked around a little bit. My column structure has been set the way that I like to work, but you can move things around. Primary phone, email, tags, recent actions, last contacted, and so forth. You can move those columns around using the Customize Columns tool, and you can quite simply just rearrange them by drag and drop, and you can add and remove columns. Once you're done with that, it's an important note that any changes that you make to the column structure, unless you save that new format, the next time you log in here, it will be gone. So if you do want to have a particular structure and you want to save that structure or view, you can save or create a smart view using this drop down here that matches exactly what you want to see. And you can even set the default view to your customized view. So those are some of the things that you can do here across the top. Additionally, we have filters to allow us to search for different types of information based on all of the contacts in our database. We can look at leads only. We can search for specific tags, specific companies, and you can see all of the different things that are down here. So we can use filters to look specifically for contacts that meet those filters. We also have the ability to search. Now, when you use the search dialog box, you'll notice that as soon as you click in it, it's going to show you that the search parameter is set to everything, meaning it's going to search all different fields, all the different things inside of a contact. You can narrow that search if you'd like to first name or last name or email or address. So you can focus in on a specific item. But I do find that everything pretty much covers all the bases. And if you want to switch to another one, you can. But just remember that these are individual search options. You can't combine these. So everything combines all of them, but when you choose a different one here, you can only choose, well, I take it back. I lied. You can choose multiple parameters at a time. That didn't used to be the case, but that's awesome. So forget that. We'll scratch that little piece out there. So you can search everything, or you can search multiple combinations of first name, last name, email, and address. Okay. A little hint for you here. One of the things about this database, sometimes it can be a little quirky when you're searching for a particular person. So what I always end up doing is I put the full name in the case of the search or what I'm looking for. You'll see how here, when I typed in Robert, it got Robertson, Roberts, all these things here. But if you know the last name of the person you're looking for, try and search for that as well. Vincent. And you will be able to probably zero in a little bit better. The more information you use in the search, the more likely you're going to find what you're looking for. All right, within each contact, there is what we call a contact card. So let me go ahead and open up a contact here, and we can see the contact card. Now, we're not going to be focusing too much on this. I just want to give you just a general awareness because contacts are the most important part of this database. So I'm giving a little bit more attention to this just because of that fact. So here we have a contact for Aaron McClure, and we have our contact health score. We got 64% health on this. We have some tags. We have a phone number, an email. We have the lead source. Well, in this case, the lead source is not listed. Who this contact belongs to. Some neighborhoods that have been added to this contact. We also have preferred contact, email, home address, mailing, and legal name. Not a lot of information here, so this is contributing to the lower score of our contact health. We also don't have any social profiles, and we don't have an additional about information. If we wanted to edit any of that, we can go back up to the top and click the pencil icon next to the contact name, and we can have access to all of the contact information that we can then fill out. On the right-hand side of each contact, we have some tabs across here. They are timeline, which is going to include all of the interactions that you've had with this contact since the contact was created. The opportunities area, which is going to show any opportunities that have been created for this contact, and one of the most important buttons, which is creating an opportunity from the contact. Let me pause here and just give you a little bit of background. As I mentioned a moment ago, we have to create a contact first before we can create an opportunity. Because of that, the best way to create an opportunity is to create it via the contact. So we create the contact, or we search for the contact who the opportunity will belong to. Then we open that contact, go to the opportunities section of that contact, and click on Create Opportunity. The nice thing about this is we know exactly who this contact is. There's no ambiguity here on what the name of the client for this contact is. We see it here. We also can pull co-sellers or co-buyers depending on the type of opportunity we're creating. And there's no ambiguity. This is the best way, and it is also the best practice for creating an opportunity inside of Command. Contact first. Then within the contact, click the Create Opportunity button. Okay, and we'll talk about that a little bit more throughout the course. Here's all the smart plans on the right here, where we can add and view all of the smart plans that this contact is associated with. We have over here the tasks that we have created, or tasks that have been automatically assigned to this contact depending on smart plans and some other sources. A notes area, which is actually a surprisingly powerful little tool. And when we get into the contacts class, I'll go into more details about how much power is in just the notes area alone. And then finally, saved searches on the far right-hand side. Save searches, you say? Well, saved searches are searches that you have created that you can send to the contacts consumer app on their phone, so that they will have searches based on information that you have added to the search, and they'll be notified of properties that match that search inside their consumer app. In addition to you creating searches and saving them for your contact, they can also create searches on their mobile device And when they do that, those searches that they have created will come back to you in this area, so you know what they're looking at and you know how you have an idea of the kind of properties that they're interested in. It's a two-way street that really helps you communicate with your contacts. Now, this is all contingent on your contact having the consumer app on their phone and having that consumer app branded to you as the real estate agent. And throughout the month, we'll be talking about that in this course so that you can see how to connect the app and how to connect the consumers to the app. All right. So let me go back to the contacts main page here and just kind of show you the information on the main page. I'm not going to go through everything here, but I am going to spend a moment on tags just to remind you that tags are ways to group people together. And this can be used for marketing purposes. It can be used for any kind of purpose that we have throughout the system so that we can group people together and target them specifically based on that grouping, whether they be, location based, whether they be how you got them into your database. So the tagging structure is very important to maintain a clean, very concise tagging structure so that you don't have random orphan tags that you're not using. And we will go through that in the tagging class that we have this month. Okay, so let's move on now from the contacts area. We'll go into the tasks area. The tasks area, as I mentioned, we can create tasks in a contact. We can also create tasks here on our task panel, and we can also view tasks. We can view the to-do list here. So this is a great way to make a to-do list. We have completed tasks, archived tasks, and expired tasks. And up here at the very top, we have something very, very strong and powerful. We have a separation between tasks that are based on specific contacts and tasks that are opportunity-based. So if you're managing your business pipeline and you're using opportunity tasks, this is a great way for you to come back to this page and see all of the tasks that need to be completed for opportunities that are currently in your pipeline. Okay, very powerful tool. If used properly, this will keep you organized and keep you from kind of falling down and going behind on any of the things that you need to accomplish to move your business. All right, so we'll go down. Notice how I keep on clicking on the red KW up here in the corner, and I'm doing that so that I can see the names of each of these sections. So this one here is the Smart Plan section. That is our next one that we're looking at in the overview here. And in this, what we're seeing is the smart plans in my list here. These are the smart plans that I have created, and the ones with the eyeballs and a number, they're showing the plans that are currently active and how many people are on those smart plans. Now I have multiple pages of smart plans, so if I wanted to see the rest of my smart plans, I can go here and I can see all of the other smart plans that I have, including down here I have a birthday smart plan at the very bottom as well. So these smart plans, you can view the information of the smart plan on the left-hand side by seeing what it's going to do by clicking the little down chevron here. And you can also see when it was created, how long the smart plan runs, for how many touches it's going to have with the contacts. And on the right-hand side, we can add contacts to the smart plan, edit the smart plan, or we can even copy or publish the smart plan to the Keller Williams library. The library is up here on the top right. We're looking at My Smart Plans on here on the top, and we also have a library up here that we can download smart plans from. Now, I'm not going to go into the library right now. We'll do that in the Smart Plans class, but know that you can go to the Keller Williams library and get smart plans to add to your system. We can, of course, always create a new smart plan off to the right-hand side here, and then we can build one from scratch. Again, not going to walk through that right now. We'll be talking about smart plans a little bit further later on. Just remember that smart plans are a way for you to automate your communications, including touches with the client and over periods of time. That's really the best way to state it. It's an automated system over time to maintain touches and communication with your clients. Okay, back to the red KW so that we can see some of the stuff here. The next one up is referrals. Now, I can't stress this enough. Jason Abrams talked about this a while ago, and it always stuck in my head that, you as a real estate agent need to remember that people are going to come to you as the expert. They're going to come to you and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying some vacation property in Florida. Do you know anybody? What should I do? How do I go about this? You're going to become the real estate agent expert. You're going to become their real estate agent. To do that, you're going to need a network of professionals around you so that when somebody does in fact say, I'm thinking about moving or buying a property in so-and-so, you want to be able to come to this area and see the people in your network that work in that area or that you know in that area that you have connected with to be able to provide a referral for this client going out. In addition, by connecting to these other real estate agents throughout the world, you will be able to be looked at as the real estate expert in your area for people referring to you. The more connections you have and the more relationships that you develop with other agents, the more powerful that tool becomes. Now remember, the whole thing is to maintain that contact so that you are the one who people turn to. We have a question from Randy. Randy says, when a touch program ends, does the system notify us of the expiration? So we're talking about smart plans here. And so when we have a program that has a couple of touches that runs for a period of time, Randy's question is, does the system notify us that that smart plan has ended? And Randy, the answer is no, it does not notify you. It's a good question though, because you can see here that many of my smart plans have little dashes on them here. The dashes indicate that the smart plan has ended and there are no contacts on it. So it's basically, it's run through its life cycle and now it's completed. So in a way, your indication is when you see a dashed line here that nobody's on it anymore and that the program has ended. Okay. So, I mean, in the case of these ones here, my monthly neighborhood, I have one person on this. And because it's a monthly neighborhood one that keeps on going, this is going to stay lit up with an eyeball, and it's going to stay lit up with how many people are on it because it's a repeating plan. The same thing with my end of summer update. I'm not done with this. It's 31 days. There's 2 touches. So there are 4 people who have not received the final touch, if you will. So it's kind of like, I guess it's more of a yes and no, really. No, it doesn't notify you, but when you go to your smart plans area, you can see which ones have ended based on the fact that there's no numbers or eyeballs. Hope that helps. Okay, coming back over here, and let me go back into the referrals area, and let's talk about this one a little bit more. When you're in the referral area, on the dashboard area, this is the first page you land on, you're going to see all of the people that are in your referral network. You'll be able to send referrals to them directly from here. You can also star them and add favorites if you'd like, and you can go over here and you can add tags as well. So people that deal with luxury property, people deal with mountain home, lake homes, beach homes. So you can put together a list, and the more people in it, the better. But by using tags, you can then organize them and find the right person at the right time for the right referral. You have at the top here, you have your pending referrals and your receives and your sents. I'm going to go over here to the My Referrals page, which is kind of like a breakdown of what we saw on the front page. And each of those things that we saw on the front page, we will also see in the different areas, pending, active, funded, and you can even look at just all of the referrals that are going on through your network. So I've got a couple of referrals that are in here for me. And you can see that the information in here, plus the ability to send updates and communicate with them. You can also locate new referrals. Now remember, this is not a referrals class, so I'm not going very deep into this. But keep in mind that the referrals map and all of these tools allow you to find different agents in different areas. I'll do a quick little zoom in here, and the closer I get in the zoom, the more the system will say, okay, now I can actually show you some agents in the region on the map area that you're looking at. And you can see here the names of those agents, and you can connect with them that way as well. You can do that throughout the entire world. Okay. And then finally, over here on the far right-hand side, you have the My Network, which is another listing, simpler listing of just your referral agents. All right. So the next area up is the opportunities. Now, I want to be very clear here. There's a lot of confusion about the opportunities area and a single opportunity for a single contact. What I want you to remember is that anytime you're going to create an opportunity, you're going to want to create the opportunity from within the contact, not here. And the reason I say that is because the purpose of this screen is not to manage a single opportunity. That's not what it's for. What it's for is to have an overview of your entire business with all of your opportunities, be they listings, buyers, or leases, and the ratio of those and the potential income. So this is like the big back office scoreboard and the process of understanding really what's going on with your business as a whole. Now, yes, you can come in here and you can look at your team opportunities, your individual opportunities, and get information on your individual business operations. You can also look at all opportunities and you can get an idea here. Let me go ahead and clear out some filters so that we don't have any filters showing. And I will apply that filter. So here, yes, we can look at this in general, and sure, we could see the names of the individual opportunities, but really, this gives me a great idea of like all the dual agencies that I've got running, some that are listings, which are listed as the types here, where they're at in their phases, and what the volume and the commission and the close dates are. So this is a great way to look at the big picture. But if you want to go into the individual opportunity, sure, maybe I can come over and go, oh, you know what, let me inspect this really quick. Let's see where this is at. This is very different from the targeted statement. I need to look at Jackie Astuto's listing for 5 Autumn Lane. That's a very different statement. Is what's going on with this, where are we at with this, versus I need to open a specific opportunity to handle a specific transaction. This is not what we want to do here. We want to use this as a dashboard for our business. Contacts are where we live with the opportunities. They are the primary holder of the opportunity. So when we look at the contact that we're looking for the specific opportunity, we are being very specific. In addition, we could have, in many cases, multiple opportunities for the same contact. And we can absolutely have that because if somebody's buying multiple properties or selling multiple properties, or in the case of a dual agency, we have the property 2 times. 123 Main Street is twice in our opportunities because of the 2 ones that we have. So don't use this tool as a tool to create and manage a single opportunity. All right. Now, the reason I say that is because, in the very beginning, you don't have, like I have 98 opportunities in here. You don't have 98 on day 1. You may not have 98 on day 365. But the point is, the opportunity itself is always connected to the contact. You will spend less time searching and you'll be more targeted. All right. Next up is campaigns. And in the campaigns area, I'm going to kind of show you this screen really quick, but I'm going to bypass this for a moment and I'm going to go to designs first. So this is the campaign dashboard where we can create paid ads, emails, direct mail, and social posts. But pretty much all of those paid ads, emails, direct mails, and social posts are going to use some kind of design, some kind of graphic, or at least maybe even it's just a template for email that's just text only, and that's fine. So let's talk about the designs that we use inside of our campaigns first. So by going down here on the left-hand side, and I'll select designs. Now, when you come into designs, you can see that right now I see all the designs that I have created. So here are my designs. Right now, if you went into this and you clicked on it the very first time, it might be empty. So here's all the ones that I have. You might not have the same ones. If you want to create a new design, there are many different types of designs that you can create. So over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Design, and you can see that you get several to choose from. Do you want to create an email, social, a print, or a video design? And yes, you can create videos, neighborhood videos in the system. So I'll click a social just for a moment. I'll choose this particular one just to walk you through the process really quick. So I'll click on Continue, and the system will load up a thing called WeBrand. WeBrand is an embedded design tool within Command that allows you to create all of these different designs. So when we come into WeBrand here, on the left-hand side is a menu of all of the different types of media that you can create, all the different advertisements, all the different listing designs. So maybe you want to do a just listed. So in here, it gives you a whole slew of shapes and sizes for just listed. You can also narrow them down by the kind of destination where this is going to go, or the channel. So maybe I'm just looking for social square versions of a just listed. Now, you don't have to use any of these. You can actually create your own by taking one of these and just stripping everything out and beginning from scratch. You can absolutely do that, and it's fairly easy. Randy, you said you can't find that page. Let me come back here, and I'll go a little slower to show you how we got here. I'll start off by, again, in the designs area. So I'll click on the designs area to load that page. When I load the designs area, up in the top right-hand corner, there's a button that says Create Design. When you click that button, you're going to be given an option of different types of designs. Now, each one of these is similar, but they're not exactly identical. The one that I chose for this particular example was social. So I clicked on social, and I said, okay, show me all of the design options for anything that is kind of quasi-social. So I'll go ahead and click Continue here. And when I click Continue, it will load up the WeBrand page. And this is going to show me, it defaults to the templates page. And in this case, it actually defaulted back to where I was on Social Square. Okay. So this particular page, I was looking at listings, and I said, show me all the just listed. So I kind of dug in here a little bit, but all that you want to do is make sure that you can see all of the different types of templates, and then choose the different sizes that you might want to see on here on the side. So flag me in here, Randy. Let me know that you got to that page safely. And if you have any questions on that, we can definitely connect. All right. So again, these are the templates that are available. You can also see here there is a My Designs section. And this whole little slew of things are some experiments, some tests that I've created using the design tool, using my own designs by saying, hey, I want to start from blank. I want to create my own design template. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go any further down this area because we do have a class just on designs. And also, if you are interested in talking with Alana Babineau, she is our marketing expert, and she can work with you to understand more about designs. And also, if necessary, you can hire her to create design templates for you, which will save you a lot of time. And she is so good at creating something that is reusable, and you just make some small changes to those designs and you can reuse them. All right, now that we understand that the designs exist, let me come back over here and we will revisit the campaigns area. Now, in the campaigns area is where we can create the paid ads, the email ads, the direct mailers, or social posts. So I'm going to start off with the social posts just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that you can do here. If I jump over to the social posts area, on the left-hand side, I can actually specify a day, today or a day in advance, to create a post on the board here, on a social platform. Now, this is contingent on you having a channel connected inside of the settings area of Command. In my case, I have Facebook profile selected and my Twitter profile connected. So I can actually post to either one of those for free. Now, without going through the whole process, I can click on Create a Social Post here, and it will allow me to put in some text here. It will allow me to put in images or videos or use links, whether they be from the design library, like I showed you a moment ago. If I click on this, you'll see here is those options that I had created that are my templates. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and pick one of these here. And it will put the design that we created in the design library into my post and allow me to put that on social media, whether it be Facebook, or in my case, I have the two connected, Facebooks and Instagram. All right, so down below, we can schedule this to go out either on a specific day, or we can publish this immediately. Just remember, that's a very powerful statement. It sounds kind of like I just kind of brushed by it, but it comes down to this. I can schedule my social media posts for the future. If you're going on vacation last month of August, you can build your social media posts now, so that at the last month of August, none of your clients need to know that you're actually on vacation. You will still be posting as if it was going through and you were doing business as usual. So this is a very powerful way to make sure that you don't really have any downtime in your process of keeping in communication. So how did I get a saved design to my campaign page? Let me go back here to the campaigns area. It's another good question, Randy. So here we are on the designs page. Now, the one that I had chosen was social posts. So the first thing I did from the design page was I said, I want to post a social post. So by clicking on social posts, it takes me to the social post like mini dashboard. Now, since this is going to be going to one of the two channels, it's going to be going to Facebook or it's going to be going to Twitter, I can choose that option over here on the right-hand side, or I can choose it later. But those are the social post options that I have because that's what's connected to my system. Now, because I was over here on the left-hand side and I said, okay, well, this is the week of August 1 through 7. Let me go ahead and come down here to August 4th, which is going to be tomorrow. And I will click on Create a Post for August 4. And it takes me to the editor page for this single social post. Now I could of course enter my text in here, hello, and put some information about the, whatever it is I'm trying to say, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. And you can see that when I do that, over on the right hand side, I get a little preview showing me hello. And then if I had an image, which is just, we're talking about just a straight up image, I can actually put an image in here that I got from the web or I created in Photoshop, or I can use the design library here to grab the image that I want. So browsing from the design library, if I click on this button here, I can see that there are different types of ones that I created. So I'll just choose this one here because I know that this one actually fit well into a social post. So this one here will load up now that I've clicked the one design that I chose from my library. And maybe this one isn't going to be a social post. Yeah, it's not quite a square. So this one here may not show up just yet, but that will show up here on the right hand side. And then down below, I can make sure that I have my DBA, I have my owner's statement. I can also come down here and select a specific channel, whichever one I want, or both. And then I can schedule that post for tomorrow, or I can come and change the schedule date to publish immediately and publish it right now. So the way that we got the designs in, just to kind of reiterate, was once we opened up a social post, we said browse design library. Now that's why I mentioned at the beginning of this that the designs themselves, if they're created in advance, then the designs can be used in the campaign. So Randy, if it is moving a little fast, keep in mind this is an overview. We will be doing each one of these particular areas throughout the month. So we'll be going a little bit deeper. But the primary thing to remember is that if you're going to use a design in any of the campaigns, you need to make the design first, save it into your templates, and then whichever style of post that you're going to make, whether it be a print ad or whether it be an email, you're going to find this option of browsing the design library in each of the different types of campaigns. Now, in each of those types of campaigns, you will see that when you browse the library, it will take you to the designs that you have created. If you have not created any designs yet, this area will be blank, which is kind of why if it was me, I would have put the designs and the campaigns a little closer together to make it so that those would show up together. Okay, so once again, designs first, and then the type of campaign that you want to create. And then within that campaign, that's when you can bring in the design that you had created for it. Okay? Can't find your library. Remember, in the designs area, if you don't have anything in your library yet, you're not going to see anything yet. So when you click on this designs area, if you go into there and there's nothing there, then it's probably going to show you just the KWRI templates or whatever. But you'll need to create a design or import a design. So there needs to be something in here before you actually go to use these designs in your campaigns. So the design library is here on the left under designs, and all of the ones you see here are ones that I have created. So if you don't have any, you'd have to create one first. I guess it makes sense. Chicken before the egg, right? Chicken, cart before the horse. I'll stick with that. Okay. All right. So that takes care of the campaigns and the designs. The reports area, I'm going to very briefly gloss over. We're just about done here today. This is going to really make more sense when you've built your database out a little bit and you're actually using it. So for right now, it's generally going to be an empty area. The goals are going to be off. We'll work on this as you build your database, and you can reach out to me and I can show you how this plays into a strong database. But for right now, especially for new agents, this might be an empty area. The listings area is listings for you, and this is an easy way for you to find listings that you have in your My KWLS, or you can search in the listings that are available on the entire MLS. 1 second while I tell the dogs to be quiet. Okay. So in this listing search area, you can search by property address, MLS, or KWLS. What I want you to remember here is that this is just a directory of listings that are in the MLS system, in the KWLS system, or in the, as a property address. So you may not find exactly what you're looking for. If you do have trouble locating a listing that you know, in fact, should be in there, reach out to us here. You can also reach out to support and say that you're having trouble finding your listings, and they can work with you to resolve that. Sometimes people kind of get a little stuck in here, and sometimes listings don't show exactly right. It's just a directory. It doesn't mean if you can't find one of your listings here, it doesn't mean that it is a problem in the MLS. It just means that it's not being pushed through to here, and tech support can help you resolve that. Okay, the last one here, and I'm going to make this really quick, is the designs area. I'm sorry, the consumer area. Now, the consumer area is where you're going to create and manage your agent web page. My agent web page is kwtechtv.kw.com. Yours could be myagentname@kw.com. Here is where we can build a bunch of different pages that can be housed within your website. And we can also create pages called landing pages, which are outside of your website, and they are just independent pages on the web. I mentioned earlier that the guide builder, which is part of the consumer app, is also something that you can work with here. You can modify and customize guides for your buyers and guides for your sellers using these tools here, which means that when somebody downloads your app and they brand it to you as an agent, then that will make it so that you can now work through the buying and selling process on the same page, and they can look and see where they are. They can be notified of when things have been done, and it keeps you guys in contact so that you're really managing the experience for your consumers. Now, we're not going to go into any of the building here of websites. I just wanted to make you aware that this is where all of that happens. All right, so that is the overview there. Randy, feel free to reach out and get in touch with me if you're having difficulty with, I guess, the library or the designs area. I'm happy to work with you on that. And if any of you out there have any questions on any of the particular areas, again, field those questions to me at robert.vincent@kwclm. And in addition, on this entire month, starting with today, I'll go ahead and bring up the whole schedule for you here. And I'll bring this guy up. So starting with today, of course, we have the database overview. On Thursday, we're going through setting up the KW profiles at 10 a.m. And then next week, we have contacts, the heart of your database, on Tuesday at 10. And then on Thursday is organizing and tagging your contacts, as I mentioned, the tagging structure. On the 15th is Smart Plan Foundations. On the 17th is opportunities and opportunity pipelines. On the 22nd is managing opportunity details and documents. And on the 24th is the Docusign and e-signing process. Now, those are all the 101 morning classes on Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. right here on the KW group on Facebook, and also on the YouTube site at www.kwtechtube.com. Now, the Command Select classes, what I call the intermediate classes, they're at 2 o'clock, and I'll be going over those this afternoon. So today, in the 2 o'clock hour, we're going to be doing a Docusign Introduction. It's a little bit more of an intermediate thing, but it's something that you definitely need to attend if you're going to be using Docusign for your doc signing process, and I'll walk you through that at 2 o'clock today. All right, that's about it for now. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And look at that. All my buzzers and bells are going off here, so we're just about done. So take care of yourselves. And again, reach out if you need any questions. If you have any questions, I'll go ahead and bring this screen up here for you to show you the same information that we just talked about. The email, the booking time, if you want to book time on my calendar, the Zoom room when we meet privately, when we meet one-on-one, the YouTube streams, and the Facebook streams there. You can also freeze this image so that you can jot this down. And I hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you at 2 o'clock. So stay out of trouble. Thanks.